turbulence hit hard enough to wake even the most seasoned flyers. Flight 417 from Tokyo to Los Angeles jolted, as if the sky itself had convulsed, rattling trays, spilling drinks, and drawing gasps from rows of drowsy passengers. The lights flickered. A baby cried. Somewhere in the back, someone cursed in Japanese. Flight attendant Myra Kessler tightened her grip on the overhead rail and steadied herself. It was her last flight before transferring to orbital cruise lines. No more red-eyes, no more altitude sickness. Just one more shift, one more safe arrival. She wasn't expecting a nightmare at 30,000 feet. At first, it was just the turbulence. Then, the weird hum low, vibrating through the cabin floor like a growl beneath the skin of the plane. Myra's earpiece crackled. "Cabin crew," said the pilot, his voice hushed tight. "We have an anomaly. Stay calm. Maintain service protocol." An anomaly. That was a word Myra had learned to fear during her brief stint working in a joint interstellar logistics program. 10 minutes passed. Then someone screamed. Row 32. A businessman had stood up, patting at his neck. His eyes were wild, his skin pale. Blood soaked the collar of his shirt. It bit me," he shouted, stumbling into the aisle. Myra and a co-attendant rushed to him, trying to calm him. He collapsed. That's when they saw it. A glossy black thing skittered across the overhead baggage bin and vanished into a vent. 8 legs, sharp, fast, too big to be natural, too smart to be a bug. Then came the whisper from the cockpit. "Mayday, this is Flight 417. We have unauthorized biologicals on board." Panic brewed like a storm. People rose, scrambled for bags. Myra tried to calm them, but the emergency lighting cut in. That humming returned louder, and the creatures emerged. Not one. Dozens. From vents, from under seats, from cargo hatches. The spiders, or what resembled spiders, were not of Earth. Their legs had joints in unnatural places. Their bodies shimmered faintly with an oily, biomechanical sheen. They were silent, coordinated, and they were hunting. The first passenger to fall was a girl in 23A, then a couple in the exit row, their throats slit by hair-thin appendages. The creatures didn't eat. They were scouting, testing, observing. Myra fought through the chaos, pulling survivors toward the front. Her years of training kicked in. Triage, first aid, calm the screaming. But calm was in short supply. In the cockpit, Captain Darius Niall fought for altitude. "Autopilot's offline," he growled. "Nav systems corrupt. We've been boarded." Beside him, co-pilot Amari Tanaka stared at the radar screen, which now flickered with strange symbols, non-human code, injected into the system. Something was broadcasting from inside the plane. The creatures were intelligent. "Diverting to Area 14, Darius said, voice low. "The black site in Nevada. Only place that can handle this. Area 14, a classified facility that had once housed recovered alien tech. Myra's brother had worked there once, years ago, then disappeared. Myra entered the cockpit, pale and bloodstained. They're hunting information. They're organized. Darius met her eyes. They're controlling the ship. Suddenly, one of the creatures burst through the flight door. Myra shoved it back with a fire extinguisher, its legs curling in as it sizzled against foam. But even as it died, it sent out a pulse, a signal. The others knew. They're one mind, Myra said, hive-linked like ants, but smarter. They're learning from us. Darius pulled a sidearm from a secure box. Then we cut the head off. But Myra hesitated. She remembered a fragment from a briefing long ago, an offhand mention of Project Black Silk, a classified genetic hybridization program using alien arachnid DNA. Rumors had said they were working on autonomous organic drones. What if this was us? She whispered. Our tech gone rogue. Back in the main cabin, survivors were barricading themselves with drink carts and luggage. One man, Renzo Sato, an exobiologist on his way to speak at Caltech, seemed oddly calm. Too calm. Myra confronted him. You know what these are? He nodded slowly. Project Black Silk wasn't shut down. It was relocated. I'm part of the oversight team. These are scouts. Sentience level 4. They were never meant to be airborne. She grabbed him. Then why are they here? He paused. Because someone smuggled them out. For sale. For war. Someone on this plane. The spiders weren't here to kill. They were here to find their buyer and complete the transfer. Myra felt ice in her blood. The hum wasn't just mechanical, it was communication. The entire plane was now a hive node. They needed to land. Now, Darius nosed the plane down, aiming for the desert coordinates blinking on the backup terminal. A massive hangar opened from the cracked Nevada sands below, like a jaw waiting to swallow them whole. Brace, he ordered. The landing gear didn't deploy. The wheels had been severed. So they crash-landed. Sparks. Metal. Screaming. The plane slid half a mile before slamming to a stop inside the dark maw of Area 14's underground hangar. Silence followed. The spiders froze, then retracted, suddenly passive. As if awaiting orders, black-suited agents stormed the wreck, weapons drawn. Myra and Darius stumbled out, coughing, bleeding. A woman stepped forward. Tall, cold, Dr. Selene Viral, director of containment. She looked at the wreckage, the survivors, and the spiders. You were the delivery system, she said to Myra. They've been activated. Now they'll spread. Myra stepped forward, weak but defiant. Shut them down. You said they're linked. Dr. Viral gave a cruel smile. That's the thing. They're not linked to us anymore. The spiders moved again, now faster, more focused. Renzo Sato stepped into view, hands raised. It's too late, he said. I gave them the update mid-flight. A new queen, a new purpose. He looked at Myra. You. Before anyone could move, a spider leapt onto Myra's chest. But it didn't bite. It fused. Nanofibers spun across her skin. She screamed. She wasn't being killed. She was being bonded. Her mind split open. She saw data, patterns, memories of 1,000 lifetimes from the spider's perspective. The cold emptiness of space, the agony of lab experiments, the fear of extinction. They didn't want war. They wanted a voice. And somehow, in Myra, they had found one. She rose, eyes glowing faintly, the spider now fully embedded in her spine. "I can stop them," she whispered. "I can lead them somewhere better." The agents raised weapons. "Let her go," Darius said, stepping in front of her. "She's infected," Viral barked. "She's chosen," Sato said. Myra looked at Darius, something soft in her expression despite the pain. "Come with me," she said. He hesitated, then nodded. The hangar's emergency bay opened. Myra walked into the desert, the creatures following, silent as shadows. Darius walked beside her. The government let them go. For now, a truce had been made. In the weeks to come, news channels reported strange sightings, clusters of webs in the forests of Oregon. A silent ship hovering above the Rockies, a woman in black with glowing eyes seen speaking to spiders like they were soldiers. But Myra had a plan. They would not conquer. They would not serve. They would survive together. Because mayhem in the skies was only the beginning, and at 30,000 feet, the world had changed forever. Let me know if you'd like an alternate version of this story with more horror, deeper romance, or a sequel.